The 1989 Cajon Pass runaway gets too much attention on the internet. Look how many videos there are on the wreck, but I want to shed light on the two other times trains have run away in Cajon Pass. This is the story of the 1994 Cajon Pass runaway. 29 years later, on December 14th, 1994, Santa Fe intermodal PBLA 1-10 departs Barstow Yard in California at 3:27 a.m. The train is led by 4 locomotives. Reading is 5-8576. Trailing are FP45 number 96, F45 number 5976, and GP60M 144. The train later arrives at Wugo, California, to wait for an Amtrak train. The brakes worked as the train was able to be stopped. The train stayed at Wugo for about 17 minutes. The train left Wugo at 4:39 a.m. As the train continued, the engineer maintained a speed between 15 to 18 miles an hour. About milepost 53.4 near the clock signal, he used the automatic brake to make a 5 psi reduction. About a minute later, the engineer started using the dynamic brake. 2 minutes after that, he started using after you see dynamic brakes. The train was near Camper's Point. He reduced the brake pipe pressure by 3 psi. 1 minute later, after he reduced it by another 2 psi. Then the train speed increased from 18 to 23 miles an hour in less than a minute. The train continued to gain speed. The engineer told the conductor, "We have problems." The engineer reduced the brake pipe pressure by another 15 psi, making it a full service application. The train continued to gain speed to 28 miles per hour. The 2 crew members decided the train was going too fast, so they put the train in emergency. Later, after the train went into emergency, the 2 crew members made a radio call to a stopped UP coal train up ahead, with C41-9W 9450 waiting. 2 helpers, being a pair of SC40-2s 3341 and 3354.
Santa Fe Cajon dispatcher to Santa Fe 576 West, over.
UP helpers, get off your train. Helpers, get off your train. We got a train coming your way.
Santa Fe Cajon dispatcher to Santa Fe 576 West, over.
576 West.
Are you the one that is in emergency, over?
Yes, we are.
What is your speed now, over?
40, 50.
The 4 Santa Fe engines and the 2 UP helpers were destroyed. The UP helper crew escaped without injuries, but the Santa Fe crew weren't so lucky, suffering minor injuries after jumping from the train going over 50 miles per hour. The UP engineer of the helper unit walked down, and he saw the Santa Fe conductor, who appeared to be in shock. But what could have caused this disaster? what caused the train to run away like 7551 East 5 years before? The answer, a kink or a crimp in the air hose. Train brakes work different from other brakes. The brakes apply when pressure drops rather than increases. To keep the brakes off, the brake pipe pressure should be charged to 90 psi. 0 is for emergency. A kink or crimp in the air hose, usually come from one, will cut off the air brakes to the rest of the train, which probably happened on the Santa Fe intermodal. Cars 5 through 7 had soft applications. Car number 9 had some brake shoes that didn't even work. Cars 12 through 14 had limited braking power. Also, one hose had a leak. Cars 16 through 22 had limited braking power. Also, some of the wheel sets didn't work. Cars 23 to 29 failed to keep pressure up. The dynamic brakes on the Santa Fe engines were working, but without sufficient air, there was nothing that could have been done to save the doomed train. Now let's talk about the route the train is going over. Cajon Pass. While not the steepest grade in America, belonging to the Southern Railway Absolute grade, and one of the Carolinas, I forget which one, has an average grade of 2.2%, which means, now this is nothing in road terms, but in railway terms, this is essentially like driving a train off a cliff, as said in the May Day air disaster about the 1989 Cajon Pass Runaway. Go watch it. It's a great video. So essentially, you're driving a train off a cliff. Point 2. Fully loaded, if you're well over 1,000,000 tons, that's one steep, tough gradient. No wonder 3 trains ran away here. There's also another interesting thing. When the UP helper engineer walked past the derailed Santa Fe train, he expected the brakes to be hot. He said if it was a runaway, those brakes had to be smoking hot, but instead, he didn't notice anything at all. That was because the brakes weren't even applying. In the end, all 5 Santa Fe engines were a total loss and scrapped, along with the 2 UP helpers. Also, 5 articulated double-stack container cars scrapped. The 1994 Cajon Pass Runaway will certainly never be forgotten in the memory of those affected. I hope I made a great video on the wreck. This will certainly not be the last train wreck documentary. It will be the first of many. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was as informative as possible. Thanks for watching.